First, today we will start with one requirement, outbound application engine. Now, within this session, we will write one application engine, we will generate a file. That means create a file with data. This is called outbound application engine. That means we are generating a data. Outbound application engine. In this outbound application engine, I am trying to generate some benefits data. This data I would like to send to my benefit vendor. Now, who are all the employees opted the savings plan? Who are all the employees terminated the savings plan? I would like to send that particular information to my vendor. Now, I will show you the table which will hold the savings plan data. To do that, I will create one application engine. In this application engine, just I am trying to save it first. Employee savings outbound. Okay, employee savings. This is my application engine. Now, just I'm writing a query, savings plan PS savings plan. If you query this table, it will display the employee related information. Who opted the benefit plan, under what benefit plan, which benefit plan they opted, everything. Now, from this table, I would like to capture employee ID, plan type, coverage begin date, coverage end date, coverage end date, coverage elect date, like all these fields, and benefit plan also. Plan type, benefit plan. All those details I am expecting. With respect to this, I would like to capture the national ID of the employee. National ID of the employee. Employee ID, national ID, plan type, benefit plan. Then here I would like to check the first name and last name of the employee. First name, comma, last name of the employee. All these details I require. But these three details not found in this table, savings plan. Then I can join personal data table or names table to get these two, and national ID I will get from NID table. In general, first what we can do, we will try to write some query to fetch the data. Okay, select A.employee ID, B.first name, B.last name, C.national ID, A.plan type, A.benefit plan, A.coverage begin date, end date, coverage elect date. From savings plan data, A, comma, PS personal data, which is holding the first name and last name B, and PS pers NID C. Here I am writing a query like where A dot employee ID equals to B dot employee ID and A dot employee ID equals to C dot employee ID and this table is effective dated. I have to write effective dated query and A dot effective date equals to max effective date. I have to select max of A1 dot effective date from PS underscore savings plan A1, where I have to match all the key fields. Now I would like to open the table in the backend, savings plan table. In the savings plan table, what are all the key fields? Employee ID, employer CD, plan type, benefit number, and effective date. All the key fields I have to match. A dot employee ID equal to A1 dot employee ID and A dot employer CD equals to A1 dot employer CD and A dot plan type equals to A1 dot plan type and benefit number. A dot benefit number equals to A1 dot benefit number and last one effective date. A1 dot effective date less than or equals to you can say here get date. Now if you run this query, all these details are coming. All these details are coming. Now when all these details are coming, if the plan is elected or not. Okay, the one more option is there. Here we can add. Here we can add like A dot coverage underscore elect. Elected or terminated. Here you can see waived, terminated. Generally in the savings plans, three options are there. E, W, T. E means elected, waive means waived, T means terminated. Now, if you see how many rows are there, totally 563 rows we fetched. 563 rows we fetched here. Now, this is the data we fetched with 563 rows. The same type of data I would like to bring onto my file. We have a SQL ready. We tested the SQL. Now, I would like to use the SQL and generate one file by using the application engine. This is the application engine. And in the step 1, I am inserting an action. Here, in the main description, I can write generating savings plan data. Okay, here collecting data from tables for file, collecting data for file, something like this. Here I am writing a simple application engine program by using a people code. In the people code, I need a SQL. That's why I'm declaring it's a SQL, local SQL, employee data. Local SQL employee data. We need a file also. Local file employee file. We declare 2. Now, where is this file? Where we have to write the file? We need a location. Yes. We need a physical location to write the file. Where we can write the file? Okay, we'll do one thing. We will decide a location. Here I am creating a folder, AE practice. Here, this is my file path. In this folder, I would like to generate the file. That means I have to clearly define here. This is the path. In this path, this file should be generated with the data. Get file is the command to get the file, open the file. This is the path. You can define your own file name like saving plan data.txt. This is the file we are expecting to open. In which mode? For what purpose you are opening the file? Write mode. Write mode, we are opening the file. Okay, next. One more variable. Please listen carefully. File path absolute. I am giving. What is this file path absolute? We are giving the absolute file path here, the complete file path. In real time, file server is on Unix, might be. Yes, there is a chance, 100%. Then your production file path or any environment file path, they are not giving you fully. Outbound, like this. Then, what type of file path it is? It is a relative file path. System will generate the file, it will search for this particular folder and it will generate the file out there. But in our test scenario, we are giving the absolute file path. Now, SQL. We generated the file. We opened the file. Now, I am generating the SQL. Okay, better I am writing EMP SQL. Now, tell me one thing. Which type of command we have to use to fetch all these 563 rows? We used a command in our previous lessons. We used a command to fetch the data in the people code, that is SQLEXEC. Shall I go ahead and use the same command in application engine also, people code, to fetch the data, to fetch 563 rows?
No.
Why?
It is only fetching only one row, no? That's correct. SQL executor is always bringing only one row. That's correct.
Then, what is the alternative?
Then we have to write any like a create SQL or something.
Not something. Can you give me the exact answer for that?
Like I want to fetch all the rows. Like I had to.
Your guess is absolutely right, Srini. I'm appreciating that, but a lot of times I told you, all of you, please practice with the help of a spreadsheet. Please create your own spreadsheet with your practice of command, practice of built-in functions. Whenever you're practicing the SQL there is a drawback of
Mhm.
SQL which will fetch only one row at a time. Then 100% in that particular function, they clearly given you the create SQL or get SQL methods we can use. Get SQL functions we can use to fetch more than a row. Then you have to go to the create SQL and try to understand the syntax of the create SQL. You have to practice for that. Now,
Okay.
yes, create
Okay,
SQL is
good.
100% right answer. Now, create SQL. Observe carefully, anytime, anytime in PeopleSoft, People Code, your SQL statement should be only in one line. Okay. But one thing, we have not completed the SQL in my understanding. Why? Why? Because we joined A and B and A and C. But one thing, in person ID table, there is a logic. Even in the real time, it may helpful for you. In real time, if you see this table, select star from primary NID. One employee can have multiple NIDs, which is the primary national ID. That's why whenever you're using this table in any join, please add these two statements like C dot national ID type equals to PR national ID type C dot national ID type equals to PR and primary NID equals to Y. Please use this too. Okay. C dot what happened?
You have to give one more and after Y.
You're right, you're right, you're right. Now see, some count is reduced. Rows got reduced. 557. This is the accurate data. Now add this one in the condition. Now we successfully executing this statement. Observe carefully. We are going to execute this statement now. Whenever we written one statement within the double quotes for create SQL, it will execute the statement. But one thing, it will return some values for all of these fields. Like this, some values will return. In create SQL, you can have a privilege. You are not passing anything. You can close the SQL statement like this. Try to remember whenever we are practicing the SQL HCC, whenever we are selecting employee ID, at the end we given like this, comma ampersand employee
Employee.
like this. Now in create SQL also you can give each and every variable like this, ampersand employee ID, ampersand first name, ampersand last name. It's like that. You can give, it's your wish. You would like to create your own variable. Otherwise, you can use like this. Now, okay, we created the file, we got the file in the right mode, we successfully placed our SQL in the create SQL. Now, This create SQL will fetch more than a row. More than a row. We would like to write each and every row to the file. That means I need a loop. While SQL dot fetch. I need all the variables. Simply, I can write my own variables here. Employee ID, okay, first name, last name, NID, plan type, plan, benefit plan, okay, elect information, coverage, begin date, coverage, end date, coverage, elect date. You can define all the variables. That means there is an option like this. Here also I can place my variables like this. Venkat, without placing the variables here, system will accept this statement. 100% it will accept. That's my point. Even without placing the variables here, system will accept the variable. Now we'll see. Here, while and while. Try to save it. Now we created a loop. While and while, within the loop, what we are doing, whatever the values created by this SQL, fetched by the SQL, I am fetching each and every row of data here. What I have to write? What I have to do now? We open the file. We got the data. Now what we have to do? Simply, very simple. Go ahead and write the data in the file. Where is the file? File is here. Dot write line. Simple as that. Write line. Where is the data? Data is in the variable. Okay, fine. But you're writing a file, it won't accept comma directly. Then how we will separate each and every variable? Like this. We have to concatenate. This is the concatenation symbol in the people code. In the place of comma, I will give like this. Manually, I am separating. Like this. You know, we are done. We successfully opened the file. We got the data. We started our looping. Within the loop, we written every line to the file. We closed the loop. Last. Please close the file. Close. That's it. We open the file. We close the file here. Now, okay, better to save it as a project. Employee savings outbound project. Now, Venkat, we created one application engine. Next, what we have to do? We have to run it. As simple as that. Where we have to run it? We need a front end to run this application engine? No, not required. In the back end also you can run. From application designer also you can run the application engine. We are not passing any parameters to the application engine right now. Then, where we can run the application engine? This is simple. This is the button. Run program. Run it. Whenever I am running the application engine program, first it will ask me the run control ID, one of the unique feature to run the program, one of the unique parameter. This is the parameter, mandatory parameter to run the program. Please give it as a unique parameter. It will generate a log file in this navigation, ctemp. By using your application engine name, GEEMP SAV, log file, it will create a log file. Output log to file. Yes, I would like to generate this log file. Run minimized. Okay, I don't want to minimize my run. I would like to see the program is running or not. Process instance, it's a manual number. You can give it on your own. Simply click on OK. Program is done. First, we will go ahead and check the log file which was created in this temp. GEE EMP. Save. Open this. Application engine program ended normally. We are done. Then go to the folder. File was created. Open the file. This is the file. This is the file we created just now. This is the file. Now, Venkat, I would like to keep a heading for this file. This is employee ID, this is first name, this is last name, this is national ID, plan type, plan. Where can I put the heading? Now, I am opening the people code again. Where can I write a line for the heading? In which place of this people code? Anyone can guess it?
Before fetching the data.
Before fetching the data, that means after this line?
After create SQL.
Okay. Can I write here?
File, employee file.
Venkat, what is the question?
Where should I write the heading? I need a heading for this file for better understanding. On top of it,
Before the while loop.
Before the while loop. That means here.
Yeah.
Can I write here in this place?
Yeah. Yeah.
It won't give any error for me? Is it going to error out or not? If I writing here, is it going to error or not?
Do you have to go next line after doing header?
Because I can think the logic, like you did the file and you give the file path, then you are giving that create SQL means you are storing the data into the that one. Because without selecting the data, if you are giving it, how the system knows the heading?
You know one thing, guys, data is required to place the heading? No, right? No. Then even I can write the line here or here or here, anything, but before the while. But we need a file. That's why after this statement, you can write anywhere. Here you can write or here you can write. We are placing a heading. Heading is not required any data. Got my point? Sometimes you may get some tricky questions, even in interviews like this. They may ask you, is it true or false? They may ask you, is it right or wrong? Even though you're right, you might be in a confusion. But no need of any confusion. Straight away answer the question. That's it. Now,
but we have to write after get file only. That's correct.
After get file only. Yes, you are right. That means we need a file, right? Before writing a heading, we need a file. Where you are writing that? Where you are
Venkat. So after writing the headers, do we have to tell the pointer to go to next line or it will go automatically?
You are writing a header like this, ma'am, like employee ID, right? Name, date. You are preparing the header. You are not preparing the data. Where you are writing the data within the while loop. Got my point? Got my point?
But this writing has to start below the header, right?
Below the header. Already file is open. It's written one line. It will start from the next line automatically.
Next line. Okay.
Yeah, but it's a very good question. Okay, anywhere you can write after getting the file. Then what should I write? Very simple. Very, very simple. Dot right line. Right line, but I have to write in a meaningful way like this. Why? Because all these are the constants. All these are the constants. Heading. Okay. First name. Last name. Okay. National ID. Next, plan type. Next, benefit plan. Next, coverage elect. Otherwise, simply I can say status. Next, coverage begin date. Next, coverage end date. Next, coverage elect date. Elect date. Simple, as simple that we written that heading. Now,
suppose I want to give the gap, like after heading, I had to write after three lines. Then I had to give in like a +3 or something. We can do it, or it is not possible.
Simply write a gap.
Oh, okay.
As simple as that, right?
Okay.
Anytime, Srini, if you would like to write a code, implement a logic, first try to apply the simpler way.
Okay.
Next, we will go for the complex. Okay?
Okay.
It's simple. Next. Okay. We will try to run the logic now. Okay. I'm closing the file, which is already opened for me. Then run the logic. 01 process instance is 02. Now open the data file here like this. Now, Venkat, as of now, you are delivering a text file. Can I deliver a comma separated version? Can I? Yes. As simple as that, change the syntax. CSV, comma separated version. Now run the file. Run the application engine. 0103. Please increase the process instance. Only the change I'm doing. Use the same run control ID, but use the different process instance every time. Now go here. CSV file was generated. Open it. Here like this. Employee ID, first name, last name, national ID, plan type, benefit plan, status of the employee, next end date, coverage elect date. Each and everything generated properly as expected. Now, I'm getting a doubt, or my client is asking me a question, like he is expecting some filtration in the data. Like what we can filter here, based on the plan type he would like to filter. Now we are generating a file with all the plan types. Plan type 40, 4A, 41, something like that. But just imagine plan 40, plan type 40, we are getting from a vendor. Plan type 4A, 41, we are getting from different vendor. Just imagine. Now, what we can do, we will simply write a statement here like this, and a dot plan type equals to 40. Okay, 40. Here we will select like this, and we can execute only 182 rows. Okay. here I'm executing here the same, and a dot plan type equals to 40. Now save it and run the program. As per the database, it will generate the same data. Now go ahead and check this. It's very limited file it's generated. Only 40 is the benefit plan. Totally 183 rows. 82 one heading line, 180. Okay, today your client changed the parameter. Okay, today your client is asking, I would like to generate a plan type 40. Tomorrow he is asking, okay, I would like to generate the plan type for 41. Okay, I will change. How many times you will change like this? First of all, your client is expecting, they would like to run this program from the front end, not from the back end. Not from the back end. Then, how can I? Okay, I'm simply removing this logic first. Okay, keep it as it is. Where should I? What are all the steps I have to follow to run this application engine program from PIA? What's happening? Okay. Here, I have to go to this navigation, home page, people tools, process scheduler. We entered into one different word, process scheduling. Scheduling the process. What are all the processes we will design from now onwards? It's an application engine, or it's an SQR, or it's a XML publisher, or it's a anything, any type of process we are defining in the application designer. We have to attach the process here. Processes. Add a new value. Which type of process we designed just now? Application engine. What is our process name? GEEEMP-SAV. I am attaching here EMP-SAV. Here, description of this process. Savings. Okay, employee, savings, data. Okay. Now go to the process definition options. We are attaching this application engine to the front end. Okay. Where we have to run it? User needs one push button in the front end to run the program. But exclusively for this application engine, we have not designed any page to run it. Then there is a delivered component which is available to run our application engines. The component is PRCS multi. Just add this component. Process multi. And in the process groups, please add HRAll is the process group for our demo machine. Process group is nothing but a security. What we did in the process definition, we added process type is application engine, name of the application engine program, what you created, description of your program. In the second process definition options page, we given the PRCS multi and HRAll is the process group. Save it. Successfully save it. Venkat, where is this process multi? Here itself in the main menu, people tools, process scheduler, system process requests. This is the component. Open any run control ID. Have you observed the run control ID we given whenever we are running here? Even there also in the front end, it needs a run control ID. You can give your own run control ID like this. Whenever you enter into this page, what they are saying, to submit a process request, click the run button. Okay, click on run. Before running this process, your process scheduler server needs to be up in your server. Generally, we will start the application server. Next, once we started the application server, next we have to come here to the same screen. Whenever we are starting the application server, we will choose one, but here we have to choose two: process scheduler server. Next, administrator domain, one is the option. Next, one is the option. Next, boot this domain, one is the option. Once your process scheduler server is up, you see 8 processes are started. Now, come here. Once you click on the run button, all the processes registered under this component will be available here. This is your process, employee savings data, GEMPSAV, application engine. Select this checkbox and click on OK. Now go to the process monitor. Have you observed one thing? Whenever you clicked on the run, you ran the process instance generated dynamically. In the back end, you are giving it manually, but in the front end, the process instance generated dynamically. Now your application engine is running from the front end. It is under queue now. Your server is up, then it will be processed and it will execute for us. It will generate a result. It's success now. Once it was posted, then you can see in your target, you see the result. Here, 9/16, it was posted. Just now it was generated. The same data. The same data. Now, my client is asking still a question to me, Venkat, where can I choose? He is expecting, he would like to choose the plan before running the application engine. He don't want to change the application engine like this every day. Then, if you are changing the application engine, that means if you are adding any parameters here, number of processes might be disturbed. To avoid that, I need one separate page and component for this application engine to run from the PIA. Where can I? How can I create a run control page? This run control page is not an alien kind of thing, it's a page. Run control component, it's a component. But we will use those two to run this program especially. Now I am creating a page. Run control page creation. Whenever you are creating a run control page, please insert a delivered subpage into that. Process run CNTL SPP. Process run control subpage. Process run control is the PeopleSoft delivered run control record. Venkat, what is this subpage? This subpage is holding a structure, run control ID, run button, process monitor, blah, blah, blah. No problem. Now, what other things we have to do? Nothing, nothing. Added a subpage. Save it. Run control, savings, data. Subpage, sorry, main page we created. Run control, saving data. Component. Add the page to the component. In the set record, use the delivered run control record, process run control. Process run control. Save it. Run control, savings data. Component we successfully created. Then register this component. Add this component to a menu. Okay, this is the folder I'm expecting. Okay, savings, data to MetLife, something like this. Next, I'm using the same permission list. Finish it. We are done. Now, go ahead and check here, savings data to MetLife. Now, I would like to run my application engine from this run control page. GE02 I'm giving. Run it. There is no app engine required. Found. What mistake we did?
We had to give the component name. That's the reason.
Where?
The process definition. Process was regular.
You're right. That means we created a page. We created a component to use to run this app engine. We created the page, we created the component, and we registered the component. But where we decided, where we convey a message to the system, use this component to run this app engine. You created the component, but you have not created a link in between these two. Where we can create a link? In the process definition. In the processes for this application engine, the process definition, one component is already there. I would like to give one more component, GEERC, savings data. Save it. Okay. Page definition, add GEERC. Save it. Now try to run the program. Run the program. Now you can see your application engine name here. Now click on OK. Now it is running with new process instance which was generated dynamically. Now it is running. Still my user requirement is not fulfilled. Why? Because I created a page to run this application engine. I created a separate navigation to run the application engine. Okay. Now my user is expecting that application engine, before running the application engine, he would like to select the plan type manually. That means on this page, he would like to select, he is expecting a plan type should display as a drop down. He will select the plan type 40 and he will click on run. He will run the application engine. The output file should display only 40 plan type data. Next day he is coming, or next hour he is coming to this page. In the drop down, he will select 41 is the plan type. He is running the application engine. Once he ran the application engine should generate the data with respect to the plan type 41. Have you understood the requirement, all of you?
Yes.
Geeta, Subhash, everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
We will develop this stuff tomorrow, not today. But today what we have to do? You have to create the same application engine. Please copy paste whatever I written. Try to generate the same application engine. Try to generate one outbound file. Everything. You have to complete it first. Tomorrow, I will complete the outbound logic with some complex requirement. We created one requirement today. What was that? User is expecting one filtration. User is expecting one filtration at program run. Before running the program, user is expecting to pick some parameters. In tomorrow session, we will try to add some more complexity for that. User can check the file here itself. in general, but in my demo machine, it is not working. Here itself, user can check the output. Otherwise, user can go to this navigation wherever you are generating the file. Okay. Then
Okay.
otherwise, one more option might be there. Yes, user is expecting that file should come to my email. This is complex, right? Little more complex.
Yeah.
User is expecting an email should generate after creating the file. The application engine program should pick the file from the target folder and it should send as an attachment via email to the targeted users. Yes?
Yeah. Okay.
Depends.